Hi. Okay, my coffee kicked in. I'm feeling a little bit energized. Now I'm not going to sleep tonight. I don't know if you guys are like that. I am an insomniac, and so I try not to drink coffee after like noon. And I had a cup at like 1, and I know I'm not going to sleep tonight. Yay! Okay. Welcome to Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a subscriber, if you are a member, hello to all my members in the live chat. And if you are a new subscriber or new, welcome. On this channel, we talk about a lot of fun things, and sometimes we like to talk about tea. Sometimes tea comes with a side of divorce papers. Now, we've been sort of expecting this news. If you follow our channel, you know that we sometimes cover the Real Housewives of whatever, whoever, whichever franchise I decide that I'm going to cover. I haven't really done it a whole lot, but sometimes I'm captivated by a story. I used to be a humongous fan of the Real Housewives of New Jersey back in the days when Teresa flipped a table and called Danielle a prostitution. You know what I'm saying. So, it's come a long way. Mrs. Giudice, and Mr. Giudice, who are childhood sweethearts, who Miss Teresa has always called Juicy Joe, have decided that after 20 years of marriage, they're donezo. This was a long time coming. I don't think any of us should be flabbergasted. They have been separated for years physically due to legal stuff. That whole fraud stuff that happened when they were going through bankruptcy, and they did some things where they were defrauding and writing fraudulent stuff with mortgages and doing bank and wire fraud, lots of charges. Teresa served 15 months in federal prison. Mr. Juicy Joe, he just actually got out after serving, I believe, just under 4 years in federal prison, and then he was moved to ICE detention because it turns out Mr. Juicy actually isn't a U.S. citizen. Oh yeah, that's right. Born in Italy, here since an infant, never got his green card for whatever reason, never became a naturalized citizen despite being married to a citizen. There are so many things here that make no sense to me. And he has no explanation or no rational reason for why he would not be a citizen. So following the conviction, the U.S., the courts decided that he needed to be deported. He was fighting and lost his appeals, and he actually left, and now he's living in Italy because he didn't want to stay in ICE detention and wait out the appeal. So here they are back in the day, before their fraud, before the crimes, before when they were living on borrowed money and stealing from the American people. Now, allegedly. No, they actually were convicted of that. So it wasn't allegedly. Okay. So here is Joe and Teresa. And Joe actually shared this. Link in bio. It's time to let go. No. Yes. Okay. So what happened? According to a couple sources, Us Weekly posted that Teresa and Joe have separated but have no plans to divorce yet. Teresa and Joe talked about their future when she and the girls were in Italy and decided it was best for them to separate. Neither of them have wanted to be in a long-distance relationship. Joe has been dating in Italy. Teresa is busy taking care of the girls right now, and they harbor no ill will towards each other and will continue to co-parent their kids. The girls will be going to Italy in December, and Teresa is staying home. And then People magazine, a source told them they discussed their future when Teresa and the girls went to Italy in early November, and they agreed that they had to move on. They were doing so amicably and very slowly. Joe has been out on a few dates. Teresa has not. She's been too busy with the girls, work obligations, blah, blah, blah. She's happy for Joe. They have been very friendly with one another and are very supportive of each other's happiness. They still love one another, but as Teresa told Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Lives, they are separated by the Atlantic Ocean and neither is interested in a long-distance relationship. So I am pretty sure we all saw this coming, right? When they were interviewed by Andy Cohen, she was just like, I don't really feel like in love with him. I don't really feel attracted to him. Gulp. If I was on the other receiving end of that, I'd be like, however, maybe Joe was just like, whatever. She can do whatever she wants. Whatever. I mean, that's really how Joe was. It was pretty clear during their interview with Andy Cohen, this marriage was donezo, but both were being very cagey about the future because they agreed they needed to see each other physically. So the first cue that something was happening, and I posted this a couple days ago, and I said, do you think he's talking about Teresa? Me thinks I was right, because it says, life is too short to be angry. Life is too short to be resentful. Life is too short to hold on to the past. Life is too short not to love. Life is too short not to be happy. Life is too short not to forgive. Life is too short not to live our lives the way we want it. Love life, appreciate the people in it, enjoy the present, seize the moment. Life is worth living for, so let's live. So they've been together for over 20 years. Can you believe that? And the two of them are done. They are going to move on. And you know what? Hey, they've had a wild ride, right? They have 4 girls who are gorgeous, by the way. Teresa has a successful career with Bravo. She has lots of engagements that she's always doing. She's learned since her separation or since his incarceration, how to take care of herself, how to have a job, how to be a breadwinner. She and Joe had a very traditional marriage based on their cultural sort of beliefs of the man in charge, old school, I guess I would say. Man takes care of everything, the wife takes care of everything at home. But I think, the distance between them and her sort of going out on her own and learning how to be an independent woman, I can kind of see how things would go sideways. Not only that, it appears that, she blamed Joe for her getting locked up. She said that Joe had nothing. She felt angry at him for getting locked up for 15 months when she could have spent it with her mother, because shortly after her release, she ended up passing away. And she said she was resentful for him for doing that. She has consistently denied her part in the crimes. She says that she just signed documents and she didn't know anything about anything. She was just doing what he said to do. He, in the interview with Andy Cohen, said something very similar and said that he was the one directing her to do something and she was just signing things as a wife. What?
Daddy is letting the dogs out and I don't want to hear on birds. So when I'm in, when they're done eating.
Okay. Close the door. I will let them in 1 minute, okay, honey? Dogs, guys. It's been the dogs' craziness. They need to eat. The little boy doesn't want to listen to them. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's just, now some people debate whether or not Teresa actually had a role in it. I mean, she was seen on camera signing things and going to banks and doing things. Whether or not she knew what she was doing, prosecutors had enough to charge her and she had to serve time. But sometimes crime and marriage and time away from each other can make people move in different directions. So the important thing now is they have both served their time. They have both done everything that they need to do to meet their requirements for those crimes. And now it seems like the next phase for both of them is doing the next step for them, which is moving on and finding happiness away from one another. It'll be sad for the girls, obviously. I mean, it's sad doubly for the girls because not only are mom and dad divorcing, but now mom and dad are divorcing and mom and dad live on different continents. However, if mom and dad being separated by continents means mom and dad are unhappy, perhaps the best decision for them is to separate and then everyone is healthier. While the kids might struggle with the decision, maybe long term they'll understand the necessity for doing this. No matter what your beliefs are, no matter what you think about them personally, divorce is never easy for any members of the family. I know they haven't announced that they are going to divorce yet, but they are separated. So, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised? I know I'm not. Do you wonder how this is going to play out on maybe the next season of Real Housewives of New Jersey? The current season is airing right now. Last week's episode, we learned that his appeal had been denied. So we're actually working through a lot of stuff that happened quite some time ago, meaning that anything happening now might not happen and might not show up for a while. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a more inside peek. The cameras were with them when they went to Italy in November. So hopefully we'll get a sneak peek about sort of how that communication went between them. If you're a fan of them and you're sad, leave those comments. If you're not a fan and you're not sad, leave those comments. Now, if you have not given this video a thumbs up, make sure you do. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to support the channel and you love what I do, make sure you hit the join button and become a member. Also, if you want to hang out with me on Twitter, I'm at WOACB official. On Facebook, I'm at facebook.com/withoutacrystalball. And on Instagram, I'm at withoutacrystalball. All right, you guys, I'll be back later with more. Have a great day. Bye.